Now we review The Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is Random Street Theater, and I have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Yes. In this particular volume, Rocket gets messed up. Bad. Ooh. Water from my shower. I just showered. That's why my hair's wet. Anyway, so Rocket gets messed up really bad by Adam Warlock, and now they have to save Rocket, but Rocket has a security system on his proprietary tech because he's a cyborg, and, you know, it's like, well, we gotta find the kill code, or the code to not kill Rocket so we can work on him, otherwise he's gonna die. Alright, that's your basis of your movie there. If you'd like to be a guardian of this planet, you can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every subscriber I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that, so commenting, liking, and subscribing means a cleaner world for you and I. Anyway, so essentially you have this broken into 2 or 3 stories depending on how you look at it. There is the story of Rocket told in flashbacks of how he became what he is and the motivations that scarred him as a character. It is very dark. It is very Lovecraft. I mean, well, if Sid from Toy Story were a Marvel character and a super geneticist, basically he'd be making the kind of things you see hanging out with Rocket in his memories. They're not living toys. They're mixes of flesh and metal. Horrific cybernetic organisms designed to be evolved into superior life forms. Nightmarish creatures, if you will. Things that may scare your children. But not like, you know, my sister may scare your children. Of course, my sister may eat your children. That's not the point. Anyway, so yes, look, Rocket has a really sad backstory. And this is him coming to grips with who he is. That's his through line. Then we have the story of the other Guardians who are there essentially trying to save Rocket. Gamora is in this story, and there's her relationship with Star-Lord, Peter Quill. Nebula is kind of the glue holding this crap together through much of the film. But everybody has their point of trying to hold things together. It's a very, very dark film in that regard, and the Guardians are they're coming apart at the seams, you know? This is not a good thing. Anyway, then you have Adam Warlock's story, which eventually merges with that of the Guardians completely, but his story essentially is that he has been taken out of his pod thingy a little too early and tasked with collecting Rocket for the High Evolutionary. Now, why does the High Evolutionary want Rocket? Well, essentially because he, as gods tend to, has a problem that he makes things in his own image. He's a dickhole. And being a dickhole, he tends to make dickholes. And Rocket was the only one with the key to making his creations come out consistently non-dickholish. So there you have it there. Incidentally, I think it's even would be considered more than a cameo, but the Nathan Fillion scenes, Nathan Fillion is, of course, funny as hell. There is a cameo from the Yondu character. I'm not going to spoil how that is created, but it is done. You could actually say that there's a fourth, definitely a C story. I forget the character's name, but he's the guy that inherited Yondu's arrow. And he has a story of his own, a very much a coming-of-age concept. So he has a through line. I mean, every plot, the A, the B, the C, and the D in this case, has a through line. They all meet up at the end. They're all consequential. They're all important. So there's what you have it. But again, do understand there's a lot of darker, grittier moments in this particular film. There's a lot of nasty and disgusting. Well, not a huge amount compared to a horror movie, but for a more Marvel movie, this movie is pretty hardcore. And I mean, again, it's the high evolutionary being a dickhole. He's the kind of person that, it doesn't work, burn it. You know, that's who he is. It's one of those things about Marvel. I mean, the high evolutionary as a character, he's trying to create a perfect society. And one of the problems of when you try to create a perfect society, there are always problems. Perfection is unobtainable. So societies need to be able to evolve, and no matter how much they do evolve, there is always going to be some kind of dirty underbelly. I mean, you know, it's the thing about creatures is they got to have an anus, and so do societies, essentially. So, you know, you've got this, he wants to eliminate these problems, but that's part of society. Society, has these problems. It's much like with Thanos and his story arc. It's never made clear to him that it's like, if you keep blipping the universe and destroying half of all people, the problem with people is that they continue to breed, and they overbreed like a virus, and they come back. So that's the same dynamic here. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it has the cultural pop references. It has a larger cast of characters. You've got those wonderful songs running through the movie. But it is truly the end of the story arc for the Guardians of the Galaxy. There may be, future story arcs where characters come back together, but it's like, if you were to watch all three of the Guardians of the Galaxy films as a single unit, it would make a cohesive story, which is what you want in a trilogy. A trilogy should essentially fulfill things that were left loose ends that were left in the first film should be tied up in the final film. It doesn't have to have everything go into a neat bow, but yeah, I mean, again, Guardians of the Galaxy, high on your watch list. It is a very satisfying film. I will grant that it does have a lot of darker moments in it. There are a lot of things in this film that you might be a little intense for the teeny boppers out there, but, given that I normally watch horror movies, I'm thinking that the light and fuzziness is a little silly anyway. So yeah, again, it is of course still a CG monster fest. And, there's a lot jam-packed in there. But the good thing about that is that it's never boring. You always have something on screen that is visually interesting and compelling. This is why I said, high on the watch list, very enjoyable film. But that's just my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard. Randall the Rat here once again. And I'm here to remind you humans to comment, like, and subscribe. And you know why? Well, have you watched the news? Mother Nature is pissed! And we can help. Because each one of these necklaces I'm wearing, it's a medal from the Conqueror. And in addition to being awesome bling, each one of them represents 5 trees. 5 glorious trees that the owner of this channel has had planted. I'm wearing 5 of these, so I've got 25 trees around my neck. 25 of the more than 100 that have been planted so far. So if you want to do your part to unpiss off Mother Nature, listen to old Randall here and comment, like, and subscribe. Or, of course, I could just eat your face and make there be less humans to pollute the environment. global warming sucks, and you're delicious.